Well, Foodie Beauty said she is feeling a little better, but she's not all the way up to par yet. But she did feel well enough to stream for 8 hours yesterday. Yes, 8 hours. She starts by she's going to hook Baba Ganoush. I have no idea what Baba Ganoush is. All I know is she bought some eggplants for this, so it's made with eggplant. And when they ask if she's going to make it in her crock pot, and she says, no, I need to soak my crock pot yet. So her crock pot has been sitting dirty for 2 or 3 days now. She could not even put water in this crock pot to soak it. That is the extent of the laziness with Foodie Beauty. So she also says that she wants to go to the gym, but she thinks that, she should start smaller, as if walking on a treadmill 10 minutes wasn't starting small. She claims maybe for now she just needs to focus on her diet and maybe, just getting up off the couch a couple times a day. Honey, that's not going to get it, but let her believe what she wants to believe. She's still saying, she may possibly have to have the surgery. She's going to give the Ozempic bees a chance, but she may have to have the surgery. Now, the way I understand that it works in Canada is she could be on a waiting list for 3 or more years to get this surgery, and I don't think she would ever be approved because she would be labeled non-compliant, because she would not, she would not do and cooperate with the mandatory therapy, because, you need therapy to deal with your emotions from not having that comfort of food after the surgery. And you need to find out what you're trying to mask, what you're trying to numb in yourself by doing all this eating. But, she would never do that. She's non-compliant. I mean, even with wearing her glucose monitors. So, surgery, I don't see it as an option for her. So she starts to make her baba ganoush, and she is struggling to cut these eggplants, and she has got them right on her island. No cutting board, no nothing. No respect for the property that she lives in. I mean, I rent, and I would not dream of cutting something on the counter because I am always terrified of any kind of damage and not getting whatever security deposit back. You just don't cut on someone's counter like that. And the knife must have been incredibly dull because she could barely get it through the eggplants. And then the parchment paper she puts down on her baking sheet to put these eggplants in the oven. BG, the cat, was sitting. There was cat ass on the parchment paper, and she just flipped it over and put it on the baking sheet, and used it. And then people apparently must have asked her in the chat, had she washed her hands? And she said, yes, I washed my hands about 2 hours ago. She thinks that washing your hands 2 hours before you start cooking is sufficient. I don't know where she was raised, how she was raised, but I've never heard of some of these things that come out of this woman's mouth, I'm telling you. So, then she decides she had bought some pita breads. She cannot eat, this knife is so dull she's trying to use, it will not even cut through the pita breads, so she ends up just ripping them. No big deal. I mean, who cares how they look, but she puts the oil in the pan because she's going to fry them. She doesn't like baked pita chips. She wants them fried. She put the oil on there, and mind you, she has an electric stove and did not even have this stove on for 5 minutes, maybe 1 minute, and she threw the pita in there, and she's wondering why they're just soaking up the oil, because you did not heat the oil to fry them. So she was kind of disappointed that her pita chips were so oily. They just took on all the oil in the pan. Almost immediately after she gets done eating her baba ganoush, she starts to make her next meal, which is going to be her church basement something, she says. It's usually church basement spaghetti. And I have no idea what that is either. Spaghetti is spaghetti to me. But she uses some rigatoni noodles to make her church basement rigatoni, I guess she calls it. And just jumping ahead a little, when she ate that, she was complaining about how salty it was. But yeah, she continued to eat it. She doesn't even realize that sodium is another one of her huge problems. I mean, that's why she's so, part of the reason why she's so swelled up all the time is all the sodium she's taking in. Have you ever seen how much salt? I kid you not, when she's eating something, it's like this. Like all of that and salt. No lie. So Then she decides she's going to start drawing some people. You know how she does these stupid drawings, and she thinks she's an artist of some sort, I guess. So she's going to draw a picture of Zio Morrow, Zio the Dreamer. And she doesn't realize when she shows us a picture of Zio before she starts drawing, she shows us a picture on her phone, and message from Habibi Salah shows up on the phone. She showed us her text messages on accident, her incoming text messages from Salah. All it said is, let me read it because I wrote it down word for word here. He says, I could tell you I don't have anything. And that was it. And then a second message comes in and he says, but I am honest with you always. What could he tell her he doesn't have? I'd love to know what they were talking about, because she was consistently texting him. And you know, she says she's always in constant contact with Salah. They talk every day. But when he popped up in her live the other day, she says to him, oh, sweet love, did I tell you I'm back on Ozempic? And she had been on this for 3-4 days at the time. And there was something else. Oh, did I tell you I'm doing stamina bees now, sweet love? So she tells him things that was 3 and 4 days ago, which leads me to believe she is not talking to him every day. Because why would something as serious as going to the doctor and getting back on the Ozempic, that would be, on your mind. As soon as you spoke with him, you'd be like, oh, I went to the doctor today and this is what happened. But no. So I think we've caught old Chantal in yet another lie. But what's new? Then as she's eating this rigatoni, she says, do you ever go to a buffet? And when you're standing in line for the buffet, you start to worry and kind of panic because you're worried that the people ahead of you is going to take all the food? No. I've never, felt worried or panicked at a buffet. And I imagine most people have not. It's a buffet. They're going to put more food out. I mean, relax. It's okay. She starts talking a little bit about Amber Lynn. She wonders why Amber Lynn, with the money she makes and with her size and her mobility issues, why she doesn't have a scooter. I have to give Amber credit on this, though. Thank goodness Amber does not get a scooter, because then Amber would be in the same boat as Foodie. Foodie could walk. She walked to Walmart even from her apartment before she had this scooter. Yes, she had to stop several times along the way, but who cares? But she still did it. But now her mobility is almost zero since she has gotten this scooter. Then we get, she just starts talking about BG's upcoming birthday party. She's going to buy some decorations from the Dollarama store, and she thinks she's going to buy BG crab legs for her birthday. You're going to buy crab legs for a cat's birthday. Now, I don't see nothing wrong with celebrating your pet's birthday, because when I've had pets, of course I celebrate their birthdays. They're like your children. But crab legs? Come on now. Chantal, you're the one that wants them crab legs, not the cat. And the cat, I've determined, is always hungry or thirsty, because every time BG hears her fire up that sink or put any dishes in the sink, that cat is right there trying to drink or see what's in that sink. And look, 8 hours streaming, not once do we see her attend to giving that cat water or food. I mean, it's possible the cat could have food and water, but that cat is hungry and thirsty. And then the last part of the stream, she comes back. She had left and come back, and we see BG is biting her side boob, as she calls it, her arm fat, as she says. And I have noticed the only time this cat does this is after she goes outside to smoke. So apparently, when she smokes, BG smells this on her, and it has some sort of an effect on BG, almost like a catnip type effect. Or the cat just plain old doesn't like it. But she has not put 2 and 2 together that this is what's causing this cat to do this. So that's what we got with Foodie Beauty. A whole bunch of nothing. I think she may be going to the doctor today. I'm not 100 on that, but we'll find out. But let me know your thoughts. And what do you think the text message from Salah was all about? I could tell you I don't have anything, but I am honest with you always. Let me know your thoughts.